If I had to start over at 50 after spending 20 years in the gym, I'd make one embarrassing change. I'd stop trying to exercise like my 30-year-old self. Because here's the truth nobody tells you. Half the things that impress people in the gym never actually improve my life outside of it. Meanwhile, a handful of simple habits quietly made carrying shopping bags easier, getting off the floor effortlessly, and climbing stairs something I stopped thinking about. Funny how nobody takes selfies doing those. Now, before you think this is about giving up weights, it isn't. In fact, one of the 5 things I'd keep is probably the last one you'd expect. And it's also the habit that most women over 50 skip first when life gets busy. One more thing. Which single exercise predicts how well you'll move 10 years from now? The answer isn't walking, it isn't stretching, and it definitely isn't spending 20 minutes pretending the foam roller is a magic wand. We'll get there in a few minutes. I spent years thinking exercise had to be harder to be better. Turns out the body has a slightly different personality. It rewards consistency far more than drama, which is mildly inconvenient for those of us who enjoy dramatic fitness plans every January. The first thing I'd never skip again isn't flashy. It's strength training. Not bodybuilding, not chasing personal records, just getting stronger at movements your body actually uses. After 50, women naturally lose muscle if they don't challenge it. That doesn't simply affect appearance. It affects balance, bone support, and everyday confidence. Forget endless bicep curls if lifting a suitcase still feels like negotiating with airport security. Instead, focus on squats, rows, presses, and carrying something moderately heavy. If squats bother your knees, start by sitting down onto a chair and standing back up with control. Once you can do 12 smooth repetitions, hold a light dumbbell close to your chest and repeat. Keep your belly button gently drawn toward your spine. Breathe steadily and stop while you still feel you could perform another repetition or 2. Here's something medicine has become much better at admitting. Muscles aren't just for moving you around. They're part of the conversation with your bones. We used to treat those as separate systems. They're surprisingly chatty neighbors. 2 weeks into consistent strength work, lifting laundry baskets feels less like a workout. But strength alone isn't enough, because plenty of strong people still wobble when they stand on one foot. And that's where the second habit changes everything. Balance is one of those things most people never train until life politely points out they should have, usually while putting on trousers, or stepping off a curb, or reaching for something on the top shelf and suddenly wondering why the floor feels further away than it used to. If I could go back, I'd spend a few minutes every day practicing balance instead of adding another machine to my workout. It's better than another 20 minutes on the leg extension machine because real life almost never asks you to sit down and straighten one leg. It asks you to stay steady while everything else is moving. Start by standing on one foot beside a countertop or sturdy chair. Hold for 10 to 20 seconds. Then switch sides. If that's challenging, keep one fingertip on the counter. If it becomes easy, close your eyes for a few seconds or slowly turn your head from side to side. Keep your core gently engaged, shoulders relaxed, and breathe normally. Don't force yourself to the point where you're desperately windmilling your arms. That's less balance training and more unexpected interpretive dance. The payoff arrives quietly. You stop thinking about uneven pavements. You step into the garden with more confidence. You catch yourself before a stumble becomes something more serious. Now remember the question from the beginning? Which exercise gives you the biggest return 10 years from now? This is where most people guess wrong, because the answer isn't an exercise at all. It's movement. Not exhausting movement, just regular movement. walking. Not because walking magically strengthens every muscle in your body. It doesn't. But because it keeps everything you've built from becoming something you only do inside a gym. This is one of my favorite parts because it's wonderfully unglamorous. Your joints actually like movement. They receive nutrients through motion, almost as if someone remembered to oil the hinges. Sitting perfectly still all day is medically similar to buying a lovely bicycle and never taking it out of the garage. Aim for a brisk walk most days. If 20 minutes feels like too much, begin with 10. If 10 feels comfortable, gradually build toward 30. Walk tall. Let your arms swing naturally. Keep your breathing comfortable enough that you could still hold a conversation, even if you'd rather not, because you're enjoying the peace. And here's the interesting thing. Women who stay consistently active often notice something unexpected. It's not just their legs that feel younger. Their confidence does too. Because every walk quietly tells your brain, we've still got this. The next habit, though, is the one almost everyone skips. Ironically, it's also the one your body has been asking for all along. The fourth thing I'd protect is mobility. Not the version where you spend 40 minutes stretching and somehow stand up feeling exactly the same. The useful kind. The kind that helps you reach the back seat of the car, tie your shoes without holding your breath, or look over your shoulder while reversing without moving your entire torso like an office chair. A few controlled hip circles, gentle thoracic spine rotations, ankle mobility drills, and shoulder reaches before strength training are usually worth more than lying on a mat hoping tight muscles negotiate with you. If you're just beginning, spend 5 minutes moving through a comfortable range. Once that feels natural, increase the control before increasing the range. Your core stays gently engaged, breathing stays relaxed, and nothing should feel forced. Here's what nobody tells you in a doctor's office, mostly because there isn't time. Your body has been trying to keep you moving for years. We sometimes mistake stiffness for damage, when it's often the body asking for a little more regular motion. If pain is sharp, persistent, or worsening, that's the point where it's worth having a proper conversation with your healthcare professional instead of trying to outstretch it. And here we are, the habit I once thought was optional, recovery. The younger version of me believed more workouts solved everything. The older version finally realized the body actually improves between workouts, not during them. Sleep enough. Eat enough protein to support your muscles. Take rest days without feeling guilty. That's not being lazy. That's giving your body permission to cash the check your workouts have been writing all week. Funny, isn't it? We happily charge our phones every night, but expect our bodies to run on yesterday's battery. After 20 years in the gym, I wouldn't chase perfect workouts. I'd chase consistent ones. I'd build strength I can use, balance I can trust, movement I actually enjoy, mobility that makes ordinary moments feel effortless, and recovery that lets me wake up ready to do it again. Because the real goal after 50 isn't proving what your body can survive. It's quietly becoming the woman who carries her own groceries, climbs every staircase, lifts every grandchild, walks every holiday, and one day realizes she hasn't thought about getting older for quite some time. That's when you know your body stopped competing with your life and finally started supporting it.